Hey everyone, it's Paige. We're back for a YouTube video today, and US Open is this week. I am so excited. Winged Foot is one of my favorite courses. I've been lucky enough to play it just once, but I've had a lot of events out there and kind of just been stationed on a par 3. So I know the par 3s really well, but the course is absolutely stunning, and I'm sure you've seen it already, but the rough is thick, like thick. And so we're going to talk about how to hit out of difficult lies today, because those guys are going to get some difficult lies, especially around the greens. And so we're going to do some short game shots, some buried lies and bunkers. I'll try to find some rough out here, but we're in Arizona, not too thick here, but I'll try to figure it out. But we're going to talk about difficult lies and how we can get out of them. So keep on watching. So I found some pretty thick rough here, and we're going to talk about how to hit in a very buried lie. I'm trying to say that 5 times over. So I'm going to go right here. It looks like someone had like a divot, but I'm just going to push it down in there. And what you want to do with this is, it's almost like a bunker shot really, is you want to have it explode out. And one of my coaches described this perfectly, and this technique is going to be pretty much the same as when you have a buried lie in the bunker. But it's almost like a ketchup packet, and to get the ketchup packet to explode out, you need to come down really hard on the back of it, and then it will shoot out. If you hit it soft, it's not going to shoot out. You want to have that explosion where you come down on it really hard and then it pops out. That's the only way you're going to get it to move out of this lie. If you do a sweeping motion, you're just going to get stuck in the back of it, and there's going to be so much grass in between your club face and the ball. So you want to try to eliminate that. So to eliminate that, instead of having it long, sweepy kind of motion, you want to have a very steep, quick, fast motion. And so it's going to look like this. So like I said, you're going to have more like a bunker stance. A wide stance, a little bit wider than what you normally, you don't need to have a huge wide bunker stance, but just a little bit wider just to give you a really nice solid base. And then you're going to want to kind of open the club, not too much, you don't need to have it lying flat on its back, but just a little bit open. And then from here, you're just going to like chop down on it. That's kind of like that motion, kind of throw your hands and chop down. And you're not going to have a big follow through on this one because you're going to get stuck in the grass. So you don't even need to extend or even think about that. The most important part is that chopping down motion and trying to get as close to the ball as possible. So I'll show you what it's going to kind of look like. A big part of your mental psyche when it comes to bad lies is accepting the fact that you're probably not going to have a spectacular outcome. So manage your expectations, look at your lie, assess it, and almost think like damage control. How can I get out here with a par or a bogey? You never want to get a double bogey, and you get those double bogeys with big numbers when you try to be too cute with it, or you try to pull off a shot that isn't really possible. So take your medicine, get out of the lie, and accept the fact that it might not be as close or as good as you could possibly do. Sometimes 20 feet is the best that you can do, and you just need to know that when you come into it, and that will kind of take some of the pressure off of you when you look at your shot and just go, hey, bad break, sucks that I'm here, let's just try to move out with a bogey, and if I get lucky and I make a really nice long putt, we'll get our par. But again, don't try to say I need to get a par and then compound your problems and then make a double, triple, or even a higher number because you're doing something stupid. So the next difficult lie is one that you might not think is very difficult, but a lot of people actually really struggle with this. It's when you have a ball sitting up in the rough, and at first glance you're like, wow, this is great, I have a perfect lie, I'm gonna hit a great shot, I really lucked out. But the problem is that people tend to come right underneath it and then just plop it up, and it goes literally nowhere. And so you do have to hit this shot very differently than any other shot in the rough. And it's a sweeping motion. It's almost like you're picking it right off the top of the grass instead of hitting down on it at all. So you want to almost do the exact opposite of everything I just told you on the last shot. Is you do want to have that sweeping motion and that picking motion. And one thing that I like to do when my ball is sitting up is kind of lift my club up and hover it, because if I'm pushing it down, I tend to come back in that same spot. But if you lift it up just slightly, it will raise your body up, and from there, you're in this position to almost pick it off easier. So just take your medicine and get out and have a good attitude. I think that's the number one thing, is to laugh at the situation, not get too angry, because that will ruin the rest of your round. Just try to laugh it off, get through it, and move on. You definitely have to do that when the conditions are really hard, and that's why when Brooks Koepka says that during a major half the field is already out of it, it's because you have to have a positive mindset when you're playing in hard conditions, because you're going to get those bad lies, those difficult shots, and it's whoever can overcome it the best. And so having a really good attitude is going to help you so much during your round of golf, because you are going to have times when you're struggling, and you're going to have times when you have a bad lie, even if you maybe hit a good shot and it didn't turn out the way you expected it. So I think that's kind of good advice for everyone to take, is just to enjoy your round, laugh it off. There's nothing you can do about it, and the rest of your round is going to be significantly better if you do so. So like I said, the US Open is this week. I'm so excited. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to win. I know a lot of people are saying DJ, Xander, JT, those are all pretty good bets, but like I said, I played Winged Foot before, and that's a very difficult golf course. It's going to be playing long, the rough is thick, so you need to drive it straight. It's a tough one, so I'm excited to see how those guys are going to play it. We know last time they had it, their scores were super high. So sometimes it's fun to see the pros struggle. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to win.